Hi my friends, how are you today? I want to start off Truth Talk this morning by chatting a little bit about a small little story about a spin that I had yesterday morning. I was spinning out pretty hardcore, living from a place of fear. Some old fears that I had surfaced over the course of the last couple of days, and then finally, eventually yesterday morning, they culminated and came together, and it was just this emotionally chaotic time where I started to spin. And so when we're spinning, when we're in that emotional charge, what's happening is that we're living in a space of fear, and our mind is beginning to play tricks on us, the ego. That fear spin and spiral comes from us telling stories and building up stories, building up facts in our heads that might not even be true, and it fuels that fear fire. So yesterday, I got to a point where I thought, I need to stop this spin. What can I do to help this spin to stop? And so I have for you today 3 ways to stop a spin when you get into that emotional roller coaster of what I like to call the fear spin. So yesterday, what I did was I went and hung out by myself. And I just spent a little bit of time in solitude and really gave myself a chance to reflect and cleanse my emotional palette. So the first thing to do, or the only real thing that you need to do, is do you. Just do you. Spend some time with yourself so you can cleanse that emotional palette. One of the ways that you can do it is you can go and do a physical activity, something like running. You can jump on a trampoline. If you love swimming, a yoga practice, get yourself to a class, go for a walk outside, and just kind of something that'll help to shake that energy that's in you and get it out of your system. And the second thing to do would be to sit and meditate. Sometimes this is a bit of a tricky one to do, especially when you're in that spin. But because you're in that spin, and because this might be tricky to do, it's one of the most important things for you to do, and probably one of the best tools to help you get rid of the emotional spin. So spend a little bit of time in meditation. And then the third one is to spend time in solitude, doing something that you love to do. For me, it was going to hang out in the park, being outside in nature, just spending some time in the sunshine, writing in my journal a little bit, and cleansing that emotional palette. The one thing that you want to try to avoid to do is gossip and chat and talk to everybody that you know and look for their opinions and spend time in that energy, because the more you speak about what is making you spin, the more you're just going to spin, and the more it's going to unravel, and the more fuel you are adding to that fear fire. I know that when you do get into that headspace, we don't want to be by ourselves, and the easiest thing for us to do is to get on our phones and call people, or to text people, or to want to be around people so that we can talk about it and get it out. And yes, talking about it is good. However, there has to be a point where you're aware enough to stop the chatter, because you're just going to create more chaos around you, right? You're just going to add more energy to the chaos and to that energetic, chaotic mindset, and just more fuel to that fear fire, and no good is ever going to come from that, and you're just going to spend a longer time in the spin and then ignore the outlets that are out there for us, so that we can eliminate the spin and be calm and just readjust, recalibrate the body, recalibrate the mind, cleanse that emotional palette, and get back to the source, get back to yourself, and just be you, and just do you, and do the things, and feel energetic and wonderful all over again. So when you're in the spin, if you're starting to spin out, you can feel that starting to happen, spin out, turn in. Just do you. Meditate, exercise, get outside, write, hang out by yourself, do something that you love, and spend a little time in solitude. And the magical thing is that the minute that you spend that time with yourself and you forget about what it is that you needed, that validation, that external validation from whether it be a response from somebody else or whatever it may be. The thing is that the minute you walk away from it, you end up getting what it is that you originally wanted. And the beauty is that you don't need it anymore because you've released the tension. You don't need that validation, and you've gotten yourself into a space where you now realize and you're aware that it's okay no matter what happens externally with anybody else is irrelevant, because you've created a space where you have everything that you need, and everything that you need always is right here. So next time you spin out, turn in, spend a little time with you. And if you are enjoying this content here on these videos, feel free to like and subscribe to the videos on the YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook or hang out with me on my Instagram feed or on Twitter. Instagram, it's Open Hearts Yoga. And then Twitter, it's Michelle Hartz, at Michelle Hartz. And then on Facebook, it's openhearts.com. And if you love this content, there's so much more content that filters out from these videos throughout the week on all of those wonderful social media forums. And I hope to see you back here and on all of those places to share and inspire one another from my heart to each and every one of yours. You are always enough. And I'll see you next week.